What's up guys, MrGimms back again for another GimmsRant, and today I want to talk about something that I may have let slip under the radar a little bit, and that is objective obsession. Now before we deep dive into that, I just do want to still confirm that Decisive Strike is still a good change. I'm still happy with Decisive Strike change. I think it's in a good place. I think that now it is as intended. I think it is an anti-tunneling perk, and I think that's absolutely 100% totally cool. I think they've done a good job with that. So for that, devs, well done. Absolutely. Objective obsession though, don't know how I missed this. I don't know how I missed this, but yeah, just with the objective obsession, the old objective obsession, so what's in the game currently, obviously you can have a look at the killer's aura all the time, just by looking at them, and you share the aura, and you know, for all those games that you get teabagged and stuff, it just drills in more frustration because, you know, you have a teammate in a Swift with objective obsession, sometimes 2, 3, or 4, so much cringe. You effectively know where the killer is all the time. Also, you make stealth killers basically useless. Bye bye Wraith. The new objective obsession is a nerf to a degree, but also a buff in another area, and I've been told by 78,228 people to go and check out Coconut RTS's channel. They've, you know, linked it to me and stuff like that, and he seems like a really nice guy. I have heard of him, but because there's Space Coconut, there's all these coconuts going on, I have no idea what's going on. But let me roll his opinions, and I think he's pretty spot on.
Whenever your aura is revealed to the killer's aura becomes revealed to you. So basically, if barbecue and chili goes off, the survivor can see the killer can see survivor, and it's just aura exchange, right? If you're the obsession, your aura is revealed to the killer for 3 seconds. You can't just look to see wherever the killer is whenever you feel like it. You can see them at all times. That's great. It's just, you can't relay that information to Swifts. But this type of a change is kind of strong. It's still strong. It's not even nerfed completely. When the killer is barbecue and chili, you could say to your Swift, oh, the killer's barbecue and chili. Oh, the killer has I'm all ears. Oh, the killer has bitter murmur. Oh, the killer has blood warden. Okay? You may not be able to see the killer all the time, but it gives you the information of the precise perks that the killer has. And what I'm afraid of is that this might make blood warden a little bit redundant. Like the thing I'm just imagining is just 4 survivors with object obsession, and the killer hooks somebody with barbecue and chili, and it's just everyone knows the exact thing that the killer's doing all the time. It just feels kind of broken, because no matter what distance you are at, as long as an aura perk is in play, you will know exactly what the killer's doing. Like especially with I'm all ears, it's like this has become the perk to counter aura perks. The effect is not as strong, but the information given is stronger than the previous object obsession.
Yeah, so basically what he's trying to say is and big ups to Coconut, by the way. I think he's a really nice guy. He's got a really good way of explaining the situation, you know, probably sometimes better than I can, so go give him a sub, because yeah, he seems like a genuine guy. It's good to see people like that. Yeah, he had a really good way of explaining. He's just like, it is a nerf, but at the same time, the information given is stronger. If you have a look into the actual perk as well, which I'm bringing up for myself, it says, yeah, so obviously the first bit, whenever your aura is revealed to the killer's aura becomes revealed to you. Yeah, so that's pretty much the old objective obsession, pretty much, except now it procs when there's an aura available. So a barbecue and chili, I'm all ears, bitter murmur, barbecue and chili, nurses calling, yeah, it's just that endgame perk, the Freddy's endgame perk, I can't remember what it's called. There's so much good information given now, except my problem is it's information for the survivor for no give and take. So you have a look at pretty much every single perk of a killer. There's an upside and there's a downside. With this, it is still just given to you. But not only that, you also get to see his aura for 3 seconds, every single 30 seconds at rank 3. So it's still giving you that bounce around, you know, every so often you're going to be able to see what the killer's doing. But the biggest problem to this, I think, for me personally, and again, this is a work in progress, I totally understand that, is the information is so powerful. The survivors know everything that's going on, and we don't. Like, we don't know that he sees that. Do you know what I mean? So I've hooked somebody, barbecue and chili's popped, yeah? One of the survivors, I'm running towards, as a killer, running towards one of the survivors, but he knows I have barbecue and chili now because I'm going straight for him. What does he do when he's swift? He tells the entire team he's got barbecue and chili. I injure somebody with nurses calling in a match, and then all of a sudden I can see an Ura, he sees me, he starts moving. This is going to be pretty dank, I think. Very strong indeed. But let's continue with Coconut.
And the main difference between the new object obsession in this state in comparison to the old object obsession is that this object obsession tells you exactly what perks the killers are running. You could tell me, but yo, Coconut, this version of object obsession can only go off when an aura goes off. Yeah, that's right. But the issue with this object obsession is that it basically counters aura perks. And the most important information a killer can have is aura reading. When you take that away from killers, what are you going to force killers to do? You're going to force them to read crows. You're going to force killers to have to use intuition. Is that what the developers want?
You're going to force the killers to use crows. Jesus Christ, can't believe we're there now. You're going to force the killers to use way more intuition, and we already know, coming in with the mid-chapter patch, we got the new HUD coming in, and we got all sorts of things that the killer's going to have to keep eyes on now, because the HUD is imperfect, to say the least. I'm being extremely kind this GimmsRant. But what's the answer to the killers from the devs? Patrick, why don't you tell us?
You can do, and it's something that we want to leave as part of the challenge and the decision making for the killer. As a killer, we want you to try to remember how many times you've thrown each individual survivor on the hook to make that decision. You might get it wrong, but that's part of the spice. Hooking and killing the survivors, kind of the name of the game. I mean, your role is called killer, so that's the focus there, guys.
So yeah, all in all, I'm a little bit hesitant with this objective obsession change. I still think you get all this awesome advantage for no downside. It's an absolute no downside perk. Much like Decisive Strike has no downside. I mean, you can argue that, but it's an anti-tunneling perk. That's what you're worried about. That's why you use that perk. That's why you put it in your loadout. So you shouldn't be, all of a sudden going on a gen, unhooking other people, healing other people, all that crap. You shouldn't be doing that. If you are indeed being tunneled, Decisive Strike will work. To me, and I've read Twitter, it's just what's going on right now is the biggest amount of bigotry I've ever seen in my life. I mean, survivors are happy to tell killers to get good when something gets nerfed on our side, but when something is lost on their side, Jesus Christ, hell hath no fury. They all just become instantly enraged. It's bullshit. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give my overall thoughts for Objective Obsession, and my thoughts overall, I know it's a work in progress, but overall, I think it could be a slight buff. Not gonna lie. But anyway, guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already and you enjoy the content and you want to see more. Also, head down to my description and join our Discord, the Gimmicks Nation, as well as join me on Twitter. I'm trying to get more followers on Twitter. Please help me out. I like talking on there, and it's a good time. Alright, guys, I'll see you for the stream in an hour, and I'll see you guys later.